Alright, Lucera has been in the gold saucer all night long, having a little nap here on the bench, and now it's time for All Saints Wake. Alright, let's see. Let's get going here. Let's stretch a little bit. Okay, let's go. Let's get moving. I've been here in the gold saucer more because gate events yield Moogle tombstones for the treasure trove fit. So I've been doing some of that and doing some prey, ocean fishing. I might do some PvP later on today. But first, we're going to go do the seasonal event, All Saints Wake. It has some really nice glam coming out of that, and who knows what else. Let's find out. Okay, we now go to New Gridania. Okay, these usually start in Ketos Amphitheater, so let's go there. Yep, it's that time of year. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Let's see, is this the beginning? Let's find out. The ether-starved Ahriman. Heh. It's been more than a few moons since we first met, friend. As it so happens, I have a proposition suited to your talents. Are you prepared to throw caution to the wind and consort with fiends most foul once again? Let's go. Of course you are. But before we get to the heart of the matter, let us reflect upon the history of All Saints Wake. On this night do fell fiends emerge to cavort and careen, unconcerned with the judgments of those on high. For the halls of the saints' heavenly abode ring with merriment as the wine flows freely, and no one can be bothered to look down. Thus did God's-fearing folk greet this particular sunset with trepidation, daring not to venture from their homes, no longer, nay, for adventurers came and drove out the void scent, restoring safety to the city's streets and marking the occasion as one of jubilation. That's all well and good, but what of poor forsaken fiends? Are they too not deserving of revelry? My wish is to see All Saints Wake reborn as a celebration for all, be they ghost, ghoul, Gridanian, or otherwise. And how do I propose to accomplish this feat? Binding obligations, friend. I've convinced the more sinister sorts to enter into contracts which forbid them from preying on mortals. In exchange, they are permitted to partake in the festivities. But there's one troubled soul who still seems incapable of getting into the spirit of things. Perhaps you'd be willing to give them a helping hand. Nothing too devilishly difficult, I promise. Before you get started, you'll want to get a grasp of the particulars by speaking with Papa Gruff. He ought to be performing one of his shows by the entrance to the Great Loam Brewery. Now go. I shall be watching your performance with great interest. Heh heh heh. Alright, let's get this going. Look at all this. Yeah. Alright, great Oh, great loan. Loan. I never say that right. Da, 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 da. Okay, look at that. Right, Papa Gruff. Although it pains me so, our humble performance must draw to a close. Let us then end things on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you feast your eyes on the fantastic Phil Cox and his transformation magics. What was that all about? The clowning and whatnot was the right laugh, but that last bit was bleeding rubbish. Come on, let's get out of here. Once more, you fail to muster up even an ounce of magical prowess. I had the crowd in the palm of my hand. We'd have been the toast of the town if not for your blunder. There you go again, shrieking the same old tune. I've had it up to my eyeball with this farce. Just because you know a few cheap tricks doesn't give you the right to treat me like that. I can't stand the sight of you, let alone the thought of taking to the stage with you again. Good riddance. Well, well, fate has conspired for us to cross paths once again. Out with it then. I know you're not here to swap pleasantries. A foul fiend failing to get into the spirit of All Saints' Wake? I wager you speak of Phil Cox, the fellow who stormed off in a huff. Like most of our ilk, Phil Cox and I have an insatiable appetite for ether. But unlike your garden variety voidsent, who hunt hapless mortals like beasts, we prefer to sate our hunger with their enthusiastic approval. I tell you, there's no ether as delectable as you'll find in food gifted in genuine appreciation. Which set me to thinking, perhaps preying on mortals was an old-fashioned and misguided approach. Thus did I commit to giving folk the sort of frights that dazzle and delight, winning hearts and minds, and in the process no small number of ether-laden delicacies. And what better occasion for such terrifying amusements as All Saints' Wake? The method is catching too. Many voidsent now seek ether in this manner. Phil Cox is one such reformed individual. When I first laid eyes upon him, I sensed promise. But get him in front of a crowd, and you're lucky to get a smattering of half-hearted applause, let alone a few measly crumbs. You'd be better off hearing it from an airman's mouth, though. He can't have gotten far. Alright, let's go find him. Let's go find Phil Cox and see what's up with him. Alright, Phil Cox, let's see what your problem is. That sniveling whelp of an imp. Magic's this, magic's that. The sheer unbridled cheek of it. Phil Cox is practically frothing at the mouth. So incensed is he by his treatment at the hands of Papa Gruff, You must soothe him before attempting to start a conversation. There, well, Phil Cox, there. Apologies. I had taken leave of my senses. Your timely intervention is much appreciated. Wait, by the look of you, I'd say you're an adventurer. Let me guess. That pumpkin-headed lady sent you to check up on me, did she? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you my tale. Try as I might, I just can't get the hang of transformation magics. And without the means to delight the crowds, we're starved for appreciation. I'm an Ahriman, paralyzing prey with this big eye of mine. Not a problem. Turning them to stone with the petrifying glare? A trifling task. Hells, I can even smell despair and all manner of negative emotions in the people around me. Obviously, paralysis and petrification won't win over an audience, and my metaphorical nose for despair isn't going to put ether on the table either. I ought to just tell that pumpkin-headed lady I'm not cut out for this business. If you're here at her behest, you'd better come too. Okay, let's go back to the amphitheater. Whatever shall the pumpkin-headed lady do? I probably better give her a more ladylike voice. Haha. Okay, let's see what Phil Cox says first. That about sums it up. I gave it my all and have naught to show for it. Which is to say, I've come to the conclusion that I will never be an entertainer. I gather you had a hand in Phil Cox's decision to lay bare his thoughts and feelings. Not that it did any good. I'm still stuck at square one, underappreciated and underfed. Such a curious child. Are you truly so blind to your own potential? No doubt you have an inkling as to what I speak of. Pray share your wisdom with Phil Cox. You can smell dark emotions. Use your gift to help those in need. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find a void scent who suggests that. I don't see how helping others helps me. But then again, I know little of mortal ways, so perhaps I should heed your advice. Ah, wait, I see the logic in it now. What better way to make use of my talents and knock that pompous Papa Gruff right off his pedestal? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have no idea where to start. Perhaps I can lend a hand with a little sleight of hand? Hold still. Not only is that getup guaranteed to turn heads, each and every thread is imbued with a potent magic to aid in your newfound purpose. Oh, I think I can feel it. Maybe this isn't going to be so tough after all. There you are. You know, I had thought to apologize for my harsh words earlier, since your act was my initiative and therefore our success, or lack thereof, was ultimately my responsibility. But I sense that you've been scheming. It pleases me to inform you, Papa Gruff, I found a way to win over mortals on my own terms. I find that hard to believe. But since you seem so confident, why don't we have ourselves a contest? Whoever garners the most affection, and thereby the largest share of ether-rich victuals, wins. And to the victor go the spoils of subservience. The loser will be bound to obey their every whim. How does that sound? You're on. I hope you're ready to bow and scrape. That mortal epithet about one's barking being worse than one's bite comes to mind. Prepare yourself, Phil Cox. I know I've got this marvelous magic outfit, but I'm still not entirely convinced I have what it takes to beat Papa Gruff on my own. Come with me, just until I get the hang of things. That's all I ask. Sure thing, boss. Very well. I shall leave Phil Cox in your capable hands. All right, let's go. All right, pumpkin-headed lady here. I trust you'll do everything in your power to assist Phil Cox in his endeavors. You got it, boss. All right, Phil Cox, let's do it. How about we try and find a troubled soul in need of aid? Ah, but let's get out of here first. All right, Phil Cox, what you got for me? Right. Time to look for folk harboring negative feelings. Give me a moment. I don't know if it has anything to do with that pumpkin-headed lady's enchantment, but my powers feel more potent than ever. I've already found someone, and whoever they are, they're awfully flustered. They're to the northeast, I think, though I'm not sure where exactly. The roads here can be confusing. Truth be told, this is my first time in the city. I've got a decent sense of direction, but I've yet to grasp the lie of the land. Could I trouble you to lead the way? Sure thing, boss. Our flustered target is northeast of here. I'll be right behind you. Phil Cox is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Phil Cox behind by entering a different area or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Phil Cox join you again, return and speak with him at the original location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Okay, Phil Cox, let's go. Let's see. That was amazing. Turning a pumpkin into a little pup? Whatever will we do? Ah, such glee. They mentioned a clown. I wager they've just had the privilege of seeing one of Papa Gruff's performances. Listen, I'll be the first to admit that he's an expert illusionist, and you've only got to look at folk like these ladies to see that he knows how to work a crowd. But I won't be upstaged. I'll prove there's more than one way to win over an audience, by following your timely advice, that is. Given the delight written on their faces, our opponent must have earned himself some sustenance, which means we've no time to lose. Onward! Alright, let's go. Whoa, check this guy out. That's cool. A flustered fellow. Oh gods! Where has she gotten to? Ah, this must be the fellow my senses were leading me to. Shall we find out what ails him? Sure. You there? What's gotten you so worked up? Oh, forgive me. There was this poor little girl who'd been separated from her mother. I was helping her to look, but she suddenly disappeared. I can't simply abandon her, but then again, I have an urgent personal matter to attend to, and I don't know what to do. In that case, why don't I and my associate look for the girl? Then you can see to your affairs without worry. Thank you, thank you. She's a young lass dressed in blue. I hope you're able to find her forthwith. He certainly was appreciative, yet here I am empty-handed. Forget the food. We have a lost child to find. I'm detecting a despairing presence to the east of here. Odds are it's the girl, which means I have need of your navigational nous once again. After you. Alright, let's find this girl. To the east. Stressed damsel and Papa Gruff. I should have known you'd turn up sooner or later. I thought this would be a fine opportunity to accrue some appreciation, but the poor girl is beside herself. She keeps calling out for her mama. Might I enlist your help? This must be the lost lass we've been looking for. If we want to earn her thanks, we'll need to reunite her with her mother, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Which means we now have a lady to locate. Any suggestions? Use your senses to detect someone feeling anxious. Ah, you're saying that the mother will be worried about her daughter having gone missing. Brilliant. This is exactly why I had you accompany me. Right then. Found her. I don't know which is the bigger boon, having you by my side or this fancy finery. I think I've learned my way around the city more or less. I'll handle this next part on my own. Wait here. I'll be back with the girl's mother in no time. Sure thing. Well, be praised. You're safe. You have my eternal gratitude. Thanks for finding Mama, mister. Do you believe me now, Papa Gruff? Sweet, sweet appreciation, and all courtesy of my special talent. I can't help but notice you didn't offer you anything edible by way of thanks. For my part, I've already been rewarded with a tasty morsel. That said, the gift of food is far from guaranteed. Indeed, perseverance is key, which is why I find myself performing show after show. I suggest you approach this contest with the same tenacity, Phil Cox. I'm afraid he's right. Constant effort is key. Luckily, I sensed another troubled soul while I was tracking down the girl's mother. I'd better see what I can do to help. You know, I think I'm ready to go it alone now. Why don't you let our pumpkin-headed benefactor know? I'll come and find you when I'm done. Sure. Well, I'm afraid my next performance calls. Until we meet again, adventurer. Okay, back to Miketo's amphitheater. See if I can find my way back. See if I'm going the right way. There we go. And I didn't even get lost this time. The adventurer returns, and at the precise moment I predicted. I do hope keeping Philcock's company wasn't too taxing. What of our fiend and his endeavors? You have my thanks, truly. Ah, speak of the devils. Here they come. Dear, oh dear, that turned out to be a damn sight harder than I'd anticipated. And all I have to show for my travails is a single cookie. To think the first gift I received would prove to be the last. Curses! I didn't receive so much as a crumb. I suppose this means you win. Very well. I am yours to command, Papa Gruff. You admit defeat far too readily, Phil Cox. Hmm? Hooray, we found you! I wanted to thank you properly for helping me and Mama. I bought you a pumpkin cookie. Simply scrumptious! All right, let's go. I'm glad you liked it. Farewell. That makes it one apiece. A draw then. Still, Phil Cox, while you had some assistance along the way, you're nevertheless done yourself proud. To think I'd live to see the day Papa Gruff sings my praises. Awfully kind of you to finally admit that I might have worth. Is that all you desire? My begrudging acceptance? Have you forgotten your reasons for joining in the festivities in the first place? Of course I haven't. The good people of Gridania are still in need of my help. And where there are common folk in need, there are cookies to be freed and given to me. Adventurer, I had better get going, but before I do, let me say this. I might have found the way to make the most of my talents, but I wouldn't have been able to do so without you and the pumpkin-headed lady. I'm sure we'll run into each other again one of these days. Till then. The promise I sensed in Phil Cox when he and I first met wasn't illusory after all. I should take my leave too. 'Twould be remiss of me to allow him to garner all the glory, to say nothing of the cookies. I'd say those two fiends ended up having themselves a frightfully fun-filled All Saints Wake. Wouldn't you agree? And for your part in this, a fitting reward. I present to you a set of finery as worn by Gridania's most emotionally perceptive Ahriman. Ah, perhaps you wonder if your outfit is endowed with the same enchantment? You needn't worry. There never was an enchantment. Hmm? That little charade was my way of giving Phil Cox the confidence he so sorely lacked. Although I dare say such a measure was unnecessary, given he had you to cheer him on. Ah, before I forget, you are hereby cordially invited to my humble abode for a get-together of sorts. Do drop by. I assure you it will be frightfully entertaining. Anyway, your help is much appreciated. At this rate, my vision of an All Saints Wake for mortals and Voidson alike might not be such a distant prospect, though I do hope that these shenanigans haven't dulled your enthusiasm for this most occult of occasions. All right. You now have access to Sneaky Hollow. Speak with the unusual usher at Mikote's amphitheater to be escorted to the costume party. There we go. A little lag there. Check this out. Okay. That was a cute little story. And you got some glam out of that too. Let's see. Is it in a coffer? Oh, wait a minute. No? No. Okay. It's all in my armory chest. Okay, good. What to do? I should try these on, actually. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Armory chest. What do I have? There's a headpiece too. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh crap, my inventory is about full. Inventory management. I hate it. Okay, some quick fixes here. Gloves? Yes. Wow, there's a lot of lag here today. Holy crap. Take the shoes. Okay. I think that's everything. Get a better view. Yes, proper horns. These will go great with my succubus glam. Yes. Okay, let's see. Quick G pose. Haha, Namazu. Okay, I better stop, otherwise I'll be here for hours. Okay. Oh, check the nails on this. Holy crap. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Just a second. I gotta do it again. Wow, so much lag. One more time. Alright. I couldn't see this before. Holy crap, look at this. Whoa. Look at that. That's amazing. Somebody did some work on this. I don't care what anybody says. This glam set was not lazy. This is a great glam set. Holy crap. Okay, okay. That is amazing. Woo! Okay. Thanks for coming along with me on this little special event stream here. That was fun. A sweet little story. I had fun doing the voices and stuff. But this glam kicks ass. I like this. I mean, holy crap. Holy crap. Look at this. Alright, nice. Really, really nice. Okay. So that's it for All Saints Wake. The special area is open, but everybody's seen that before. So I'll check that out another time. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I may be back a little bit later, do some PvP, get some Moogle tomes there. But until then, thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.